Recording in progress. Got it. Okay, so as we have begun this year, so this is Friday, TGIF, whoop, whoop, we're doing scripts, dialogues, and debates. And so that's our goal, is each week to give you some piece of information, some script, some dialogue that you can use in your business going forward. I think I've got a really, really, really good one to share with you guys today. And I think, Evelyn, it could fit perfectly into what we were talking about a few minutes ago. So if you had only known this, it might have made things look like this. But before I get into that, you guys probably saw, let me see if I can share my screen. You guys probably saw the bad news come out of the market this morning with respect to our rain stats. And so I want to talk about that a little bit because it's getting scary. So for those of you who are in Zoom land, we're just waiting for the screen to load. So, okay, so if I'm not mistaken, this might be it. Yeah, so you guys probably got this email this morning from Rain, the latest rain stats, and it's a little depressing, honestly. And so I just wanted to talk about it with you guys because we have now broken another record for all-time low monthly supply of inventory available for buyers. And so I just want to make sure that, when you're talking to prospective buyers out there, that you're reinforcing the market that we're in. So obviously this information just came from our MLS today. It is the most accurate, most up-to-date information we have access to. And we can see this is a year-over-year graph diagram display. Active listings down 30% from this time last year. 2,500 listings came on the market in January as compared to 3,600 listings in 2021. Pending sales also down. So 2,486 versus 2,494 a year ago. Settled sales up just 1%. And then new construction, this is the one that scares me a little bit. So new construction sales are down. We've been seeing all of this construction going on for at least a year, right? Maybe 2 years. We think that new construction is booming, yet new construction sales have actually gone down year over year. So that's a little bit off-putting. And I've got a follow-up story that I'll share with you in just a minute. But the big number here is the median home price is up 9.8% year over year since just a year ago. So, we've seen this continued escalation in prices tied directly to the decrease in inventory. So our buyers are competing and they're making multiple offers and they're offering way over list price and they're doing all kinds of crazy things to get these houses, which is driving up these home sale prices. So I thought this is really interesting information. In that email, they provide you a link to this. And I would encourage you guys every month to read this. It's not that long and it's really, really good information. And it's the kind of information that you want when you're talking to a prospective buyer or seller. You need to, digest all of the information that they're seeing on the news when it comes to the market. So, so the part I wanted to share with you was the second paragraph. The month supply of inventory is a calculation of how long it would take for all inventory to be sold if no new properties came on the market. After setting a historic low of 0.88 last month, the monthly supply of inventory fell again to just 0.79 in January. Such a low monthly supply of inventory means that people are buying homes at a faster rate than newly listed homes are coming on the market. And of course, we talk about that every week in the TGIF. We're always seeing more homes sold than actually more homes coming on the market. And I think we probably should all know that a 6-month supply of inventory is considered a normal, healthy market. That's historically where we want to be, between that 4 and 6 month supply of inventory. So the numbers are getting more and more frightening, it seems to me. And I don't know where the relief button is, because I'm going to follow this up with another story that just seems to compound the potential for fear in the marketplace. And when you're talking about, like, you have buyers quit on you because they're exhausted. I had a buyer quit on me yesterday. They just said, you know, the rates are going up, the prices are too high, I can't do it anymore. So it's a really, really scary place to be as a buyer. So make sure that you guys take time every month to read the latest market reports and stats. It's a great way to educate yourself and sound smart in front of people you don't know, which is, of course, always our goal. This also was in your email this morning from Risk Media. You had to scroll down a few blog posts in order to find it, but I thought it was pretty relevant. And so new home supply can't keep up with demand. So again, you can find this one, just hit your email this morning, but I want to read a little bit of this too. So as supply chain issues and labor shortages continue to impact the housing market, builders have not been able to make progress toward closing the gap in new home demand. A new home report released just this week by Realtor.com found that a gap between single-family home construction and household formations grew from 3.84 million homes at the beginning of 2019 to 5.8 million homes at the end of 2021. That is a huge gap, you guys. So not enough homes being built to meet demand. Between 2012 and 2021, 8 million single-family homes were started, 7.5 million were completed. This was not enough homes to meet the demand generated by the 13.8 million households created during that same period of time. So we've got so many more households being created and nowhere for them to go. So builders would need to produce 3 times more homes to close the gap. Assuming household formations continue at the current 5-year average, the average rate of home completion would have to triple to close the gap between home completions and household formations in 5 to 6 years. So supply chain, we all know about supply chain. So supply chain issues limit completions. In 2021, 1.1 million homes were started, which is 13.4% more than 2020. However, housing starts were 16.1% higher than home completions, a 37-year high. So I think it all contributes to this market that we're seeing and how incredibly difficult it is to be a buyer right now. So I don't know, you know, my thought all along was that building new construction was going to get us out of this low inventory environment, but it appears as though they're really struggling to even complete the houses they begin. So, and that's, you know, for a variety of issues, supply chain issues or permitting issues or financing issues, whatever it happens to be. We have a housing shortage crisis in the market. So, I mean, 0.79% month supply of inventory is just terrible. I remember a few days, Debbie and I were talking earlier, just a few years ago, the average time on market was 90 days. Now it's 16 days. That's the average length of time a home stays on the market is 16 days. It's incredible what has happened. So it's a little freaky. So I want you guys to be aware of that. Make sure that you're, reading this so that you can share this kind of information with your clients. So I know that's not a script, dialogue, nor a debate, but I thought it was relevant. I wanted to share it with you today. So we're going to jump right into what I think you will appreciate, and that is this week's script from. So we're going through this book, Asking for Referrals. I think it really, if you guys haven't read it, you need to do it. It's like the Bible of generating real estate business. It really is. And I found this script today in here that I absolutely love. And so I'm going to share it with you. So you guys know we have these books available here in the office. You can also find them on Amazon, but feel free to check them out. Just bring them back when you're done. And so today we're going to talk about the My Purpose script. And I think it's just so friggin' cool. So you guys have this. We emailed it out to you last week. And so if you have this open, or if you want to open this later, you're going to go to page 40 in order to find the dialogue that we're going to talk about today. Let's see if I can show you what that looks like. Yeah, so in the book on page 40, it's the amplifier 2. version of the script. And so I've got a couple of examples I want to share with you. But this is a really, really, really good script to use at the very beginning of your conversations with someone. And it goes something like this. My purpose is for you to be so outrageously happy with the help that I give you that you would gladly introduce me to 2 people you really care about before I even sell your home, or before I even help you buy a home, or if you're a lender, before we even close your loan. So this is something that you want to use to plant the seed at the very beginning of your relationship, right? So you could literally hand someone your business card and say, my purpose is for you to be so outrageously happy with the help that I give you that you would gladly introduce me to 2 people. Because later in your relationship, you're going to ask for those referrals. You know, have I done my job? Am I meeting your needs? And oh, by the way, you remember I said I was going to ask you to introduce me to 2 people. Who can you think of? So that's the goal. That is the least expensive, most effective way of building any kind of business. It's referrals, it's relationships, right? And so we've got a couple of examples that I want to share with you. So this is one lady's, and then I've got another one after this, but this is only 30 seconds. So she's going to put her spin on it.
Thank you. I am delighted to have this opportunity to help you buy a home. It's important that you know my purpose is for you to be so outrageously happy with the help I provide that you'll gladly introduce me to at least 2 people you really care about before the transaction closes. Not because you feel obligated, but because you truly believe they'll benefit. I look forward to helping you make your dreams come true.
Can you think of a more powerful way to begin a new relationship with a client than using a statement like that? You know, letting them know right up front why you're there and what you hope to get out of this relationship and what you hope to give them in this relationship. So this one is a little bit longer, but this lady is absolutely fantastic. She's energetic, she's hyped, she's pumped. And so I'm going to let you guys watch this whole 6-minute video. And of course, I can send these links out if you'd like. But listen to this lady talk about this specific script.
If you ask me what's the most important script, you know where I'm going, Dan. My most important script in my business is my purpose. And I know we're going to end the call real soon. So I'm going to end the call the same way we'll start the call the next time, because some people had to log off, but you guys are winning right now. You're winning because you stayed for this. And I'm telling you right now, this is magic. This is the magic of my business. This is why I sell 50 houses a year without a team, without an assistant, because I do not spend any time out looking for business, period. Zero, zilch. The only thing I do is get my business by referrals, and it's this script right here in front of you. My purpose, and like I say, Dan says, it's imitate, assimilate, innovate. Is that right?
Yeah, in that order.
So I am an innovator now. So what it happens is my purpose is for you. I am an innovator at this point. So I even say to people, my purpose isn't just for you to be in your new home. My purpose isn't just for you to buy a home. My purpose is for you to be so outrageously happy with the help that I provide that you will gladly introduce me to 2 people you care about before I even close escrow on your home and you've moved in. And my purpose is for you to be so outrageously happy with the help that you receive from me in the next 30, 60 days is that you will gladly introduce me to the people in your life before you even move into your new house. Now think, like the way I just said, those are 2 different ways. And my purpose is to you be so outrageously happy with the help that I provide you in the next month that you're going to gladly introduce me to 2 people before your transaction even closes. I didn't say the script. They're who I am. They're who I am. That is my purpose. My purpose. And I remember when I first heard the word my purpose, I'm like, that is so dumb. Now, but just, I've said it so many times and now it is. Now I'm going to tell you the secret sauce. on the day after I remove contingencies, for my buyers, or the day after the buyer removes contingencies for the sellers, the day that they know they're gonna close, they're getting, you know, we're 90% to close escrow. They're in a good place. I'm in a good place. It's a little bit of a celebration before the celebration. The day contingencies are removed. Every single transaction, every single one, I send an email that says, when we first talked, when we first sat down, when we first something, depends on where it was. And this is why I say I hate it when someone says they want to write an offer before I've had the opportunity to give an initial consultation. I will find a way in that first sit down with them to do my purpose script, because I have to, because every single one, the day, I always say day 18, because that's the day after we remove contingencies, but whenever contingencies are removed, I send an email that says, when we first sat down, I told you my purpose wasn't just to get you into get your home sold. My purpose was that you'd be so outrageously happy with the help that I provided that you would introduce me to two people before the transaction even closes. I'm just checking in to see how I'm doing. I don't say I'm, you know, where are the people? You know, sometimes I'm pretty authentic. I might say, excuse me, you have 10 days left. You've got 10 days and you need to make sure that you do your job. But those are when I've really connected with someone and I'm being authentic. But in that email, I say, I'm just checking in to see how I'm doing. I would say, when Joe used to say your goal in your during unit is to have a 50% conversion rate, have to have 50% referral rate. It never happened to me until I started using this email. Until I started having my purpose conversation at the very beginning of my relationship with them. And then on this day, that moment is when I then sent that email out. And that is, to me, one of the most referable times in a transaction. Actually, for me, what I found, and maybe it's because I'm facilitating the referral, or I don't know, like manipulating. I don't want to say manipulating, but I'm putting it in there right in that moment, that I will say that's actually my most referable moment, more than the close of escrow. Close of escrows are, you know, they're still putting money out.
Close is too late.
They're moving.
It's their world at the close of escrow. It's their celebration.
Right.
It actually is not, in my opinion, close of escrow is not the right time to ask for a referral.
I think that
A couple days before is, yeah.
Yeah, I feel like that day right after, and Nita, that's exactly right. When the loan's cleared to close, yeah, you get it clear to close. You can send that to your client. That is a victory day, clear to close. So, you know, I would say as soon as the loan's approved, as soon as you remove contingencies, whatever that moment, you all know when that moment is.
Relief is
relief.
Yeah.
Relief. And they've seen your hard work.
Cool. So I absolutely love that script. I think it's the perfect seed to plant at the beginning of your relationship. And then she follows it up.
Let's do great things.
So she follows it up at that moment of relief, whether it's removing the home inspection contingency, whether it's getting the clear to close from the lender, right? These are big moments of relief for your buyer and seller. It's like, oh, good, we got past this hurdle. You know, that's a great time to remind them of what you told them in the beginning, the seed that you planted, you know, and just ask them, how am I doing, right? Because that inevitably is going to make them think back to that conversation that you had earlier in your relationship and say, you know, my sister was talking about buying a house, or my brother, or, you know, this guy at work was talking about buying a house. I don't know if he has an agent or not, but let me introduce you, right? That's the goal. I think it really should be all of our goals. I feel like. Questions, comments, concerns, observations? Where is that book? I had it here somewhere. I found it. So, anybody want to try it? Debbie. Come on, Debbie.
No.
You're lucky she participates in your real estate business.
Thank you.
Especially when you make her drive the truck.
Look, she's turning red already. She didn't even do it. Oh my gosh. Who wants to do it? Kelly wants to do it. Right, Kelly?
Oh, no.
Randall.
Pick on me.
Practice, man. Practice makes perfect.
I'll give it a shot. All right, so I'm gonna act like I'm talking to Jason.
Yeah.
All right, so Jason, so my main purpose above anything else is to make sure that I make you so outrageously happy that during the course of our relationship, the service that I provide, that you will want to tell two different friends that you care about me, introduce me to them, because you're so happy with the service that I give you.
It's a big goal. Okay. All right. Oh, it's a big goal. So my purpose is for you to be so outrageously happy with the help that I give you that you would gladly introduce me to two people you really care about before I even sell your home. Right. And if you guys will pick up this book or open this book in your PDF, there's a lot of NLP, neuro-linguistic programming. There's a lot of these fancy techniques in this book. And I just think that he goes on to describe, the power behind using the word help instead of something other than the word help. With the service I give you, for example, you don't necessarily want to say service because people will ask how much does service cost, right? But if you say, I want to help you, people don't generally say, well, how much is your help going to cost, right? And so there's a lot of cool stuff in this book. And this is probably one of my favorites. So very, very cool. So
I'll use that on Monday. I am. I'm going to use that on Monday. That's really my listing appointment.
Yeah, I love it. I absolutely love it. So my purpose is for you to be so outrageously happy with the help that I give you, or that you would gladly introduce me to two people you really care about before I even sell your home, or before we even close, or and then one of those moments of relief, it's probably home inspection, it's probably clear to close, it could be HOA docs, it's at some moment prior to closing, right? Because closing is all about them. That's their celebration. They're not thinking of you or referrals at this point necessarily, unless you're giving them a gift or something. But at some moment of relief through this process, you want to remind them of your purpose.
Oh, sorry, I went to answer the door. So you don't use that initially?
Yes.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Okay.
So at your first substantive meeting, right? Maybe when you're talking about the buyer broker agreement, for example, maybe you would bring this up and say, listen, my purpose is for you to be so outrageously happy with the help that I give you that you would gladly introduce me to two people you really care about before even close on this. Oh, very cool. Very cool. So, where's Vanessa? Vanessa could try it. That is Jessica Phillips at the bottom. Welcome, Jessica. Thank you for tuning in. Glad you're here. Whoop, whoop.
Hello.
So, very good. Well, if you guys don't have any questions, comments, or concerns, we'll wrap up for today. Hopefully, I've given you something you can use. Don't forget, you guys, to go back and look at the emails that you received today from Rain. Familiarize yourself with the market data so that you can speak intelligently to those potential buyers and sellers out there when they say, how's the market, right? You want to have something more than, oh, it's so great, or oh, it's so sucky, or oh, it's so busy. If you will familiarize yourself with these stats that come out regularly, then you can sound much more engaged in what's going on in the market, and you can really help to educate them, because most of our buyers and sellers are only seeing what comes on the evening news or what's in the headlines on YouTube or Yahoo or ESPN, right? They don't take the time to learn the market like we do. They don't necessarily pay attention to the statistics the way that we do. We do this every single day, and so we need to sound like we do it every single day. And then this, of course, this is a little bit, depressing, because I was really hoping that new construction was going to pull us out of this housing shortage, but it looks like the builders are struggling to do that. So again, you have both of these stories in your email from this morning, so definitely check those out. That being said, I will we'll wrap things up if you guys don't have anything to add. Who loves my purpose? Can I see some hands? Hands. There we go. Thank you, ladies. All right, we'll sign out. See you later.
Good weekend.
Too.